Welcome to Ryan Watches a Movie. My name's Adam Patterson. With me today, we've got Kevin Rakestraw. Hey, Kevin.
Hey.
We're also joined by Ryan Holes. Hey, Ryan.
What's up?
If this is your first time tuning in, Kevin and I are challenging ourselves to find movies Ryan likes in the hopes that we reach the coveted 10 out of 10. You can join in on the conversation by sending your movie suggestions for Ryan to podcast@filmpulse.net or by sending me a DM on Twitter @filmpulsenet. If you like the show, consider helping us out by becoming a patron at patreon.com/filmpulse. And be sure to check out the Frederick's Ataxia Research Alliance website at curefa.org. Ryan, what movie did we have you watch this week?
What We Do in the Shadows.
What We Do in the Shadows. This came out in 2014. This is directed by Jermaine Clement and Taika Waititi. I have a synopsis here. Viago, Deacon, and Vladislav are vampires who are finding that modern life has them struggling with the mundane, like paying rent, keeping up with the chore wheel, trying to get into nightclubs, and overcoming flatmate conflicts. Ryan, tell us a little bit about What We Do in the Shadows.
Well, I have to say, before I start, that it's on FX now. And I'll watch it every week. And it makes me laugh. And the fact that I watch it every week, I might actually blur the two together. But you two have seen this, so if I did it, just say no.
Okay. I'll be keeping an ear out for corrections.
And pretty much how I would describe it is The Office, only with vampires. I guess that interviewing style. I don't know what you call it, Nora.
The mockumentary.
Yeah. And it just, it begins, and it's about how they deal with certain situations, like, sleeping all day, and only coming at the night, and intermingling with young people, and also while they're intermingling, they try not to eat them. But one guy one young guy, they kidnap him, and there's three like normal younger vampires, and then there's one that's real old, and I'm assuming because he's older, he's really stuck in his ways. And yeah, pretty much has no self-control. He just sees people or trinkets or anything else they give him that's alive. He just disappears and eats them. And part of it is how they have guests at their house and they try to turn them, but they also try to gain in popularity. It's also one part of it, they have several human helpers, and occasionally one will get eaten. And when that happens, they don't really give a shit. They just turn the page and go through living life. At one point, they made vampire. They made werewolves, and they had a disagreement with the werewolves. And at first, they don't eat any of the humans, but then the werewolves get all brought up and they end up killing one of the cameramen, and they also kidnap a human guy, but everyone thinks that they kill him, but they really don't. They just turn him into a werewolf. And then towards the end of the movie, they'll become friends. And I don't know, it's about everyday life.
Mm-hmm.
With certain obstacles that they run into. Like,
yep.
You know, living like night, not being in the sun, being in public, all that.
Yeah, there's you'd mentioned the werewolves, and then there's also the vampire hunters. There's a scene when vampire hunters get involved,
and they think of the human guy is actually a vampire hunter. But they don't. They go that masquerade. And all the other non-humans there think they can eat him. And it's weird to see the vampires like protect him.
Stu. They're protecting Stu, their friend. I love Stu.
I love this whole.
All right. So that leads me into my next question. What did you think of What We Do in the Shadows?
I love it.
Nice.
And it makes me laugh a lot. And the Flight of the Conchord thing. I like those guys.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few other actors in here that I know that I like. It just makes it's a really good time.
It is. It's a good time. So this is from the Flight of the Conchords people. You have Jermaine Clement and Taika Waititi in there, and this is actually based on a short film that they made many years. I think it was in 2005 when the original short film came out. And I actually just watched that for the first time in preparation for this episode. And it's pretty much the same. Like, a lot of the jokes are the same in the short film, but the short film is like just very, very low budget. It almost looks like a home movie. It's very like they seem to be just doing this for fun. And but it's like all the same people, which I thought was interesting. Like Jermaine Clement, Taika Waititi, Johnny Brugh, even the guy that plays Nick, Corey Gonzalez Macure, he's in it too, and Stu's in it too.
Yeah,
played by Stu Rutherford.
So
it's like all the same people in the short film who are in the movie. I love this movie. I really love this movie.
It is. It's a lot like Ryan says. It's a good time.
I think it's like it's consistently funny throughout. The laughs never stop.
It's just relentless with the laughs.
It is. It's just relentless. Like when they first have Nick over before he gets turned into a vampire, and the whole turning the biscotti into worms with Deacon loving to pull that one on people where he turns it into worms and he turns his dick into a snake.
Oh God.
Of course, this did result in a TV series. So there's the What We Do in the Shadows TV series, as Ryan mentioned, on FX. The first episode of that, the pilot, was directed by Taika Waititi, and I think it was like developed by them as well.
I still haven't seen the TV show.
Man.
I mean, if you like the movie, you'll like the TV show. I think that the biggest hurdle is getting over the fact that it's not the same characters.
Yeah,
accepting the fact that it's not the same characters.
They kind of blend the story together. Like in the movie and the TV show, some things are the same. But in the TV show, they're more elaborate.
They develop it a little bit more.
Yeah, they have the opportunity to...
Like the werewolves. I mean, the werewolves.
Mm-hmm.
But the TV show, it's like more drawn out, equally as funny.
One of the things that I liked about the TV show and the movie is that they didn't shy away from doing some fun like horror things or using special effects. Like they frequently do that, and I think that adds to the fun factor, like the fact that they can change into bats and
like that.
Bat fight.
I like when they fight each other and they just fly up in the air and bang chests.
Yeah.
They like bump chests and the other.
Yeah, I think the TV show's good, and I would recommend it. I'm not caught up. I think I'm like a few episodes behind, but it's good. It's just I don't think it's on the same level as the movie, but it's still very funny.
Well, that's good. That's good to hear. It's promising.
Yeah, they're also making a werewolves spin-off movie called Werewolves. So I think that's going to be funny.
Oh yeah, especially considering a lot of the great scenes in this movie are them bickering with the werewolves.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just love it. And Stu.
We're werewolves, not werewolves.
Yeah. The classic line. I just like the title Werewolves.
It is clever.
Yeah.
Good work.
No, it should be said during this podcast, we're not saying a lot about, well, I'm not the movie like I normally do, but that doesn't mean that I like that any less.
Yeah, I understand. I understand where you're coming from, because in the movie, there's not like an overall narrative that you can summarize. It's more just it's like a collection of funny vignettes. It is very much like The Office, where, you know, there's certain through lines, there's certain plot points. There's the whole the masquerade ball thing that you had mentioned. There's Nick and the fact that he's a new vampire and he's going all around town telling everybody he's a vampire, and it's pissing off Deacon, and they're getting mad at him. So there's certain through lines, but for the most part, it's just like smaller, just every day. Like you said, it's just they're just living day to day, and it's just following them around. I did like that they made it very much like a documentary, though. Like they would frequently point out the camera crew, and at one point you actually see members of the camera crew.
Oh my god, just one of them got eaten.
Yeah.
But then
One of my favorite bits in it was the fact that because they can't see themselves in the mirror, they have to draw pictures of what they look like in the clothes that they're wearing.
In the TV show, they learn how to use cell phone. Or wait, no, I think of the movie now.
They learn to use the internet in the movie.
Oh yeah. In the show, I think they see themselves in the camera, which I'm not really sure how that's possible, but I think that's what happened.
Like the way that the short film is structured, it's more so interviews. It's mostly just interviews with them, and they ask Deacon, "Why is it that your clothes don't reflect when you're looking in the mirror?" Like, and he was just like, "I don't know." And then they asked him, "Why is it that when you change into a bat, where do your clothes go?" And he's like, I don't know. I totally forgot that Jackie Van Beek was in this as Jackie from the Breaker Uppers. I totally forgot that she was Deacon. I think it was Deacon's familiar.
Oh yeah, and the TV show. They released Peter, and he immediately eats one of their familiars, and no one really cares.
I saw that episode. I don't know if that's Peter though. I think that's that's somebody else. I think it was just a dude that looks like Peter.
That was the old one, right?
Yeah. I don't think it was actually Peter. I think it was somebody else. There's somebody else like visiting from the old country or something. Rhys Darby in there is the alpha werewolf. Hilarious as always.
Mm-hmm.
He's
quite hilarious.
So funny in everything that he's in. Overall, great movie. Ryan, you should check out. So over in New Zealand, they made an additional spin-off called Wellington Paranormal. If you remember the two police officers that come visit the house.
Yeah.
So those two got their own show. And the show it follows the two of them in Wellington where this takes place, and they're just investigating all of these paranormal occurrences. So they're like investigating werewolves and vampires and ghosts and everything. And it's really funny. It's I think you
like how when they come to the house and they're like get hypnotized.
Yeah, the glamour.
Not to see anything abnormal.
Yeah.
And there's like pools of blood everywhere.
Yeah, I think you'll like Wellington Paranormal a lot, Ryan. You should definitely look into that. There is a vampire episode too with Deacon's in it and Nick's in it. And I think Peter might be in it too, actually, even though he gets burnt up in the movie. But I can't recall for sure. But Nick's definitely in it. He plays like a major player in that episode, and he's really funny. Any final thoughts, Ryan, on What We Do in the Shadows before we give you your drum roll on this?
A+.
All right.
A+. Different.
Nice.
It's much different hearing, Ryan saying a series of positive things.
That's one of the funniest things I've seen in a few years.
Nice.
Oh man, we did it.
Yep. All right, let's go ahead and give you your drum roll, Ryan. What do you give What We Do in the Shadows? That is a 10 out of 10.
All right, we're done. Pack it up. Shows up.
10 out of 10.
So what did it take? It took us 3 3 episodes.
3 episodes. Yep. And I don't want to turn this into like a challenge between you and me, Kevin, but I did pick this one.
Are you going to be you're going to be a dick like that, huh?
We did. Well, when we were first deciding on the new format, you were the one that originally was like, let's challenge each other.
Yeah, and then I thought we agreed.
Yeah, and then you backpedaled it, and
mature adults. And then
it was a joint effort.
Apparently, you kept it in your. Oh man, you kept it in your back pocket.
I have a new challenge. That was a like going fun the other genre, so like that was a good comedy.
We'll find you plenty. We'll find you plenty more. I'm confident that we can find you. Now, maybe not 10 out of 10. Like 10 out of 10 is. I never expected that. That's extremely rare.
Yeah.
I'm happy with a 6 or above. 6 or above, I'm happy.
I loved every second of this.
Fucking love.
I rewatched it twice.
Oh man, this guy's been watching Moby in the Shadows nonstop since Friday.
It is the type of movie that's very easily rewatchable, just because there's so many funny bits and like throwaway lines and stuff, quotable things in it, that it's an easy movie that you can rewatch over and over again and still get a lot of enjoyment out of. Now, Kevin, where does this stand in Taika Waititi's filmography for you?
Oh, it's up there. To me, it's still not better than Boy. I don't know if nothing's surpassed Boy yet.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess I would place this right underneath.
Okay, all right.
Nestle it underneath.
For some reason, I thought that this was lower on the list for you.
No. I found this very funny, and I was actually surprised. I thought like the way that they handled the Nick narrative, I thought that was great. And I think Corey Gonzalez-McClure, his performance I thought was fantastic.
Yeah.
Because it really captures, like, they put a lot of thought into, someone now being turned into a vampire.
Mm-hmm.
And just like he was having such a rough time with it.
Yeah. Well, when he discovered he couldn't eat French fries anymore.
It's such a genuine reaction. It legit looked like a man that was just told,
yeah,
you cannot have your favorite food anymore. It's just, it is fun. It is a lot of fun.
And even I know it's not that important, might not sound that important, but then there is a lot I look at terrible CG, and even when they turn it bad, it looked good.
Yeah, I think the effects work is good in this. I think that it looks pretty solid. I think a lot of it is over exaggerated, like how he constantly hits the artery in his victims by accident, and he's just trying to deal with it, and there's like just blood geysers everywhere. I thought that there was like a surprising amount of heart in this movie too, like with Taika Waititi's character trying to reconnect with his long lost love, because when he was shipped over to New Zealand, his familiar didn't do it right, and he ended up in transit for like 18 months. So I liked that stuff too. There's this undeniable charm about it. I will agree with you, Kevin, that I think Boy is still at the top of my list.
Yeah,
but
I think that's a tough one to top too.
All of his movies I've I loved. So, I mean, there's not a single one of his films that I didn't love. Even Thor Ragnarok, I thought was fantastic. So
I just love his brand of humor.
Yeah, it is the type of humor that really speaks to me. Just it's always just so on point for me. Every line is funny to me. It really works. I mean, even Eagle versus Shark. I haven't seen that movie probably since it came out in 2007, but I thought Eagle versus Shark was just it was like nothing I'd ever seen before. I thought that the just the quirky level of humor in that. I think he was really
maybe laughed quite a bit though.
Yeah, I think you and I watched that together, Ryan. We watched that in Florida back in the day. So Ryan, so you've seen Eagle versus Shark. Now you've seen What We Do in the Shadows. I think it's safe to say that you would be interested in seeing more films directed by Taika Waititi.
Yeah.
Okay.
All like the ideas that go into his head.
I love the way you phrased that.
I know. I like the ideas that go into his head. Me too. What was I going to say? He's going to be doing the Time Bandits TV series,
which is, I mean, that's a big playground for him.
Yeah. It seems like such a big project though. Like, I mean, I guess if they can do like Game of Thrones, they could probably do Time Bandits.
Yeah.
No problem.
They'll figure it out.
He's doing a TV series for Disney as well.
Jesus.
The Star Wars. He's doing a Star Wars TV series called The Mandalorian.
Oh, he's doing that?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's doing at least one episode. Jon Favreau is, I think, doing the pilot, but it looks like he's attached to direct. I think it would be an interesting prospect to see him tackling a Star Wars story.
Yeah.
I mean, he did a really great job with Thor. Like, Thor was my least favorite of all of the Marvel stuff. Like, I have no interest in the character, no interest in the story. And then when Thor Ragnarok came out, I was completely blown away. And it's still probably my number one or number two of the Marvel movies.
Okay. All right. Ryan can expect to see Boy at some point.
Yeah. And probably Hunt for the Wilder People, too.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that's... You got to have your Ricky Baker in there. Oh, Ricky Baker.
Love it. I love it so much.
Any final thoughts, Ryan, before we close it off this week? Watch it. I mean, yeah, especially if you like the TV series, absolutely watch the movie.
It's a funny premise for a movie. Like,
yep.
you're following around vampires their daily life.
Yeah.
How can that not be
funny? All right. I think that's going to close it out for this week. Thank you so much for listening. You can send us your picks for Ryan and questions to podcast@filmpulse.net. You can follow us on Twitter @FilmPulseNet, @FilmPulseKevin, and @MyLegsDon'tWork. And if you have a minute, take a look at our Patreon page, patreon.com/FilmPulse. Consider helping us out by becoming a subscriber. For Kevin Rakestraw and Ryan Holes, my name is Adam Patterson, and we'll see you next week.
See you later.
You can try, but you can't hide from